Welcome back as we continue our discussion of how cattle handling equipment from Moly is built to suit any operation. Let's send it back to John Mulhagen of Moly.
In this facility that we're looking at today, I think Gene spoke about maybe 2 days for setup. Is that correct? From start to finish?
Yeah, it went
This whole
fast.
thing you put in 2 days.
Yeah, it went real fast, But,
Wow.
my men, they're good workers.
Yeah.
You show them what to do and they go to town.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yep.
ain't going
You
to stop
guys-
and have coffee. We're just going to get her done. And, we stopped at noon, but it took a little extra time, but you have to when you work cattle. When you feed cattle 7 days a week, you got to use this all the time. So you got to because we had to pull the old facility out, the old alleyway, and we took that all out.
How many days did you have in between when you took your old facility out? And this is a lot of questions people have. Is just they like you, they have to get something in there. You cannot wait. Yeah. And so how did that work out for you? I mean, how much time did you actually do this in? I think it's amazing how much time it took you to take a complete facility out and put this in. I mean, how many was it? 1 day or what was it?
We had it all out and cleaned up in 1 day, and then the new chute and the panels were here already. So we cleaned it all out, and and that's when we started making some plans. We got to get started, and everybody chipped in, and we went to town, and like I said, it was 2 days, and we were up and going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. In 2 days, you got this hydraulic system put in.
It isn't just us either. We got electrician because our pump is up here, up out of the way, and so we had to reroute our electric lines where it was down here about 60 foot where the different chute was. So we had to move all that. And so it isn't just us putting up panels and drilling holes and welding. It was, you kind of have to have everybody organized to come in line. And so he was here when we got started, and I told him what I thought. And, it just, everybody's got a different idea, and it come out really good. Well, we come out here, Gene did, and we looked at everything, and he drew up some blueprints. So I got enough blueprints for everybody. Me, the hired men, everybody. And I said, here, this is what we want to do. You got any better ideas? And I said, we don't have to make up our mind today, but let's figure this out, because when you put this in, we want to do it right the first time. So everybody had their own opinion. We'd come out here and everybody would look, and they'd have a little drawing on their blueprint, what we should do, or maybe this would work better and this and that. So we had a little class several times before we actually did it. And then when we actually did it, I asked Gene to come out, and then we went over it, and I said, what do you think of this? And what do you think of this? And we had different ideas, and it turned out wonderful.
Now, didn't you say you can load and work cattle how does that, tell me about that?
Yeah.
So you load and work at the same, or process at the same time?
See, before we used to load and unload cattle in the same alleyway as what we vaccinated with. And doing it this way, we created another short alleyway where we can unload and load cattle at the same time and don't bother the processing people. So it helped that too. So, there was a lot of pluses when we did this. I mean, I don't know how I can put numbers together to do that, but we can do more things a lot quicker, a lot smoother now.
Right.
But before, if we were working cattle and the cattle come in, we want to get them off the truck as soon as possible. So if we had cattle in the alleyway, we would have to pull them out and load the truck and start all over again. And see, that's a lot of moving cattle around, unnecessary moving the cattle around. So that was another advantage of doing this. So I just did it for a couple reasons, and here we ended up doing it for 10 better reasons. So, so it's okay.
Right.
I recommend it to anybody.
Just taking care of the people that work for you too. I mean, you did a huge help for them. I mean, when these guys get done at the day, their clothes are just less dirty, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you just look at something as simple as how much manure you've got on yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, compared to how we used to do it, we always, you know, there was always splatter coming back at you because you were always in there trying to manipulate some gait.
Sure.
And we were always trying to force cattle rather than letting their instincts work with them.
Right.
And letting them flow themselves. And that's why this system works so well. Is, you know, just like you were saying, these cattle will just kind of almost load themselves into your big pen. And so, yeah, it's quite a system.
You know, I don't know what I would do different because I think we hit the nail on the head when we did this.
I know the first day that when I was here and you guys just started working cattle, how many just without knowing anything about the facility, how many cattle did you end up working the first day you had it in place? If I remember right, you had worked 300 or 400 before I left, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was just that first day without even knowing how to use it yet. I was kind of impressed with how quickly you actually got onto it too.
Yeah, I think it was around 550, 575 we worked that day.
Yeah, on the first day that you used it.
Yep.
Now it's just amazing how efficient your crew has been here. We're just impressed with your whole bunch here. So
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why we're here actually. So just kind of proud of watching what you guys have done.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to learn more about how Moly's wide assortment of innovative products can improve your cattle handling, visit their website, molymfg.com.